some interesting stuff with Omid Scoobie, which is Harry and Meghan's biographer, is coming out with so much stuff against the royal family, saying that Prince William is trying to do a power grab, which makes absolutely no sense because he's gonna be king. It has nothing to do with the power grab. It sounds pretty fictional, like he's watching some like documentary on Netflix about ancient Rome and trying to push it onto the royal family. But more importantly, something that's really interesting about this is to remember that he is the biographer of Meghan and Harry, and that they have never stopped being obsessed with tearing down the royal family because he is a mouthpiece for them. And you'll also note that this is coming out right around the king's 75th birthday. And we see that really consistently. When there's a big event, there's the coronation, Harry and or Meghan do something really big to draw the attention to themselves. And in this case, they're just tearing down his family once again. Something really important too is I was hearing that still the king invited him to the birthday celebration, which I disagree with. I think that a big part of the problem with Harry and Meghan is that throughout their whole life, they've not had boundaries set. Meghan's father, I don't want to blame their families. They're nice people. You know, with some children, this would have worked great, you know, if you have nice kids. Others just won't. But Meghan's father just doted over her, gave her everything she wanted. And Harry's family, of course, is treating him well. And I think at a certain point, you just need the boundaries. Like, you know what? You're a jerk. You've been throwing us under the bus. You do not deserve to come to this celebration. You're not welcome. And because why not do that, right? If someone's already throwing the kitchen sink at you and the whole house, it doesn't hurt to at least try setting a boundary. And I've come back to this a few times, is you see so often, you've seen this in a few of my videos, there's other great channels, a lot of these people who see themselves the most as victims in the media, and they just, every little slight is such a huge deal. It's not people who are major victims. It's people who have gotten really lucky. That's normally what happens, right? If you meet people, I have, I'll give an example. I took a college class, professor, amazing guy. He grew up on a coffee farm in Cameroon. He came to the United States, worked crazy hard, super positive guy. That's the professor. And he'd been through crazy stuff, but he barely even talked about it. He wasn't looking for every little slight because he'd actually been through difficulty. Flip side, there was a girl in the class who'd always argue with him. She was the daughter of a doctor. A doctor's the highest paid profession in the United States, and everything was a slight to her. So what happens is, it's the people who have almost everything because they've learned from a young age that nothing bad should happen to them, that they deserve everything. So you see this with Harry and Meghan. It's no one should ever do anything. That's what they've learned, that they don't like. And the two of them also have this obsession with control, because you see Harry's demanded that he gets an apology. Aside from being like a 5-year-old thing, like being a little baby, like, I'm not gonna talk until you apologize, it's very much a power move. We see that again and again. If you don't do what you're told, they are very angry. So we're seeing more of the same from Harry and Meghan. I find this a little bit almost worse because they play both sides. Like, they're now like, oh, we're not complaining anymore, but we're gonna have other people do it for us so we could slip those things in the media. I'm hearing all this other stuff. They're doing their private jets. They talk about the environment. Very popular thing is it's very cool to be very angry about other people, whatever, the corporations harming things, but it's not your job to fix it. But anyways, that's it. Last little update with Harry and Meghan and that new book, which sounds pretty bad, from Scoobie.